wanted to come out real quickly and just share a couple things with you that you may find interesting. I was listening to a John Fenn CD, Church Without Walls Ministry. I've talked about John before. It's called Things the Lord Has Taught Me About End Times. So anyway, in this video, I just want to share a couple excerpts from it. I'm going to leave a link to his website in case you would be interested in checking out his ministry. But he has had several visitations with the Lord, and the Lord in a few visitations has shared with him prophetic things about end times that are coming to the U.S., things that will impact us. Now, as of late, I've heard a few videos about earthquakes possibly hitting the U.S. soon, and some things that may be coming in within the next several weeks. And so anyway, I wanted to share this with you. John made this CD in May of 2010, and in the CD he shares a visitation where the Lord came to him, and he was telling him about when President Obama has most of his policies in place. He told John that at that point in time the U.S. would be hit with 2 hurricanes and 3 earthquakes that would affect the economy. And so one of the hurricanes, one of the earthquakes, the Lord said would happen in a place that typically does not have earthquakes. And so John was shown in a vision that this place where this earthquake would happen, and there were just old buildings, red brick buildings. He didn't recognize where he was at, but later when he was driving somewhere near St. Louis, Missouri, he recognized the buildings, he recognized the town. So he understood then that earthquake will hit near St. Louis, Missouri. But the Lord also told John not to worry, because I believe John lives in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and he told him that the earthquake after effect, the ripple effect, would be moving northeastward towards Chicago. All right, and I thought that was really important because I remember Rhonda Empson sharing just a few days ago, someone was shown in a vision or something where a earthquake happens near Peoria, Illinois, on that fault line. And so I thought, wow, okay, we're coming to the end of Obama's term. There's a very good chance, that we're going to be seeing some of these prophecies fulfilled very soon. But I went and did some research on the hurricanes. I thought, did we already see the hurricanes? And Wikipedia talks about, 2 major hurricanes that stood out were Hurricane Irene in August of 2011. It was actually the costliest hurricane, 7th costliest hurricane in U.S. history. And then we had Hurricane Sandy, which was unofficially named Superstorm Sandy. Now, that hurricane was the largest Atlantic hurricane in U.S. history, and it was the 2nd costliest hurricane next to Hurricane Katrina, and its damages totaled $75 billion, and it killed 233 people in its path. So, don't know for sure, but those could be, the 2 hurricanes that the Lord was referring to in his visitation with John. So we may have already seen those, but I don't know about the earthquakes. I mean, it just seems like they may be approaching. All right. So I wanted to share that with you, just so that in case you live in that area, or if you feel led to make preparation, I think it would be wise, to do so. And speaking of preparation, one other thing John shared, which I thought was really, really neat. The Lord, in another visitation, when John was just meditating on the days of Noah, the Lord said to John, he said, most people, when they think of the days of Noah, they only think about the violence and the wickedness that was on the earth at that time. He said, but from Noah's perspective, he said it was a time of preparation. And I thought that was really interesting, that we really need to be looking at this time, because I believe we're in the days of Noah. I believe this is just like that time period. We need to be preparing in every way possible, and especially spiritually. And I heard Rhonda Empson sharing a couple videos recently about our hearts, which I think is really, really important, that we take that time to meditate on what's inside of us, and just let Holy Spirit show us if there's anything within us, that we need to be removed, we need healed, but just so that, we're not just prepared physically, but prepared spiritually as well. All right. So I hope this